I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the last couple months have been a bit of a drag. As of right now, I'm in contract on a house. Now it feels like I'm finally putting my ass where my heart is. Dinner is served, we got beef. Recognizing that this is literally the time of my life. Like building my business, being in my 20s, this is a day in the life. 2 years into building MMG Design. Start of a new chapter. What is going on, friends? It is the morning of Sunday, May 10th, 2026. A little bit of backstory here. I figured I would do the day in the life of sort of an entrepreneur. My schedule is about to change a lot. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The last couple months have been a bit of a drag. About 8 months ago, towards the back half of 2025, I moved from Springfield to my parents' house. And I did that for a few reasons. I knew that I was going to be starting a house hunt, making decent money. So the business was doing well. We had some record back-to-back months. Landed a few healthcare clients out west, and we're doing some really good work. And towards the back half of the year, I thought, why not just move into the parents' house, stop paying rent, really save up, live very lean, and save up for a house purchase. Officially move to the city, plant my flag, do all that good stuff. I started that with the best intentions. I knew that I didn't want this to be a long-term thing. Personally, it's very embarrassing to be 24 years old, living with your parents. It was not something I was proud of. But I had in my mindset this whole time that I was doing this in service of a bigger goal. Like, not a lot of people my age are able to afford houses. Not a lot of people my age are able to live on their own. And I was really looking forward to that goal. The house process has proven to be very difficult, very long, drawn, very time-intensive. So much driving to the city to go on visits, and we can all make excuses about the market and why things aren't going our way. And to be honest with you guys, I was guilty of doing that for the longest time. I fell into a victim blame game mindset. I let a lot of my habits that I worked really hard to accumulate just since college, exercise, fitness, getting up early, being very disciplined with work. I let a lot of that deteriorate and make excuses around why those things were holding up. I made excuses about my environment, my work habits, and I pointed a lot of fingers. And I've felt it manifest itself in many areas of life. My relationships, my work performance, the business as a whole has not been in a great place. But the reason I'm recording this now is because I want to record a day in the life, kind of a transparent look of how things are going, what my day in the life is going to look like, kind of have a forcing function for better habits here in the future. Also to sort of mark the start of a new chapter. As of right now, I'm in contract on a house in northern Columbus. I finally feel like I have a breath of fresh air towards the next chapter. I'm just in this gap period in the meantime where I'm saving up and really setting myself up for that future. Now that future is here and it's very close. I can almost taste it. I have so many irons in the fire. Continue growing the business. I want to go to more events. I want to curate my own community of marketers, keep building the newsletter, and just add as much value as possible to marketers, people that I know and love. Marketers are my people. Columbus is my area. I know that's where I need to be long-term, and now it feels like I'm finally putting my ass where my heart is. So anyway, the reason I'm recording this is to be a forcing function for better habits, give you guys a little peek at what my life looks like currently, what it's going to be looking like more into the future. Got a lot of fun stuff to do today to get set up. We finished building our SEO pages for MMG Design's new website, but I think we're going to go either to CoHatch or to a Starbucks or Panera work for the day. But yeah, I'll let you guys know when we do. But this is a day in the life, 2 years into building MMG Design, start of a new chapter. So we're out checking the Starbucks here. I totally forgot my tripod for today, so filming just got a hell of a lot harder. It's a little after 9 o'clock a.m. right now, and I'm geared up for a really productive, quiet, heads down day. By the way, goated order from Starbucks here, you guys saw in the B-roll, is the protein vanilla latte. Under 200 calories, 30 grams of protein. I am all for it. But I got my nice little corner here in Starbucks, and a few things I want to talk about as the biggest priorities for today. So on a typical Sunday, I really like to just plan out my week, get aligned, get focused, just acknowledge to myself, okay, what are the biggest priorities for this week going ahead, and how can I make sure that I'm prepared for them? Currently, as I told you guys, I'm going through the house closing process. We have the inspection on Wednesday morning, so I'm gonna have to block off some time and make sure that I am diligent to all my client meetings, being accountable to everything that are my biggest priorities. Tuesday morning at 9:30 a.m., we are interviewing the one, the only Ryan Hawk of the Learning Leader Show, local legend. Shout out Ryan. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of podcast research and prep. His assistant has sent me over the galley copy for his latest book. So I'm going to be sure to ask some really good questions. I've been listening to a lot of his podcasts and content. He has almost 700 episodes of his show called The Learning Leader Show that I've been listening to. So I'm going to be doing some research on that front, reviewing the galley copy that his assistant sent me, getting some notes together so that I'm hot and ready to go come Tuesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Other priorities for this week, I want to get Rhoda familiar with Folk, which is our CRM. So currently we've been operating from Google Sheets, doing our outreach for the newsletter and for my own personal business. But I want to make sure that the people that respond are pushed further down the pipeline. So we have been using a CRM, and I want to get her onboarded, familiar with adding context. So contacts into the proper pipeline stages. So I'll be recording a walkthrough for her via Tele and sending that over to her. And also today, I want to go on a few walks. On Sunday, I know I try not to be too heads down and focused, but I really want to use today to reset, get to bed early, not drink too much caffeine, even though I'm kind of violating that already. Use today as a focused day so that when tomorrow comes, I'm ready to go. You know, I'm going to go to the gym tonight, reset, focus, calibrate what's going to come ahead, the fires that are going to come up, and just be ready for them and know that I did everything ahead of time to be able to fight them with everything that I got. All right, so without further ado, let's get into a deep focus work session and enjoy some coffee. I'll check in with you guys when I have an update. Cheers. All right, so we've been working for about 2 hours or so. It's almost noon now. Something really important to maintaining your productivity during long work sessions is just going on walks. And I find that literally peak productivity for me is just on the other side of moving my body. So I try and get between 10 and 20,000 steps a day. I will never get less than 10,000. Like literally, if it can be midnight or 1 a.m. in the morning after a long work session, and I will go outside and walk and track it. Track everything on my Whoop and my Apple Watch. I got one on either wrist. But something I wanted to talk about, so I have you guys, when I got the camera out, is just finding small moments in your day to be present. Something that I'm trying to get better at is just recognizing that this is literally the time of my life, like building my business, being in my 20s. It's so hard to acknowledge this in the moment because it feels hard like all the time, but just taking a moment to acknowledge the small pleasures, like getting this coffee, having the protein coffee earlier this morning, being able to study for this podcast with Ryan, which I'm listening to on audio, the Galley book, to study for so I can ask some killer questions. Being able to be uncomfortable like that is actually such a privilege while I'm in this phase of life. If I don't take the moment now to appreciate it, I never will. So as I'm out here getting my steps in, reloading on some fresh iced black coffee from Panera to fuel the next work session, these are some of the things that I'm thinking about. And as I'm listening to Ryan's audiobook now, The Price of Becoming, some of the things that are standing out currently are just so many similarities from my past life, like how it's such a privilege to be uncomfortable. Talking about his story, going to college, not feeling like he was in the right place, and then having such a clear plan and being thrown off the rails of it. I never planned to be in this position that I'm in currently. And yet here I am, trying to build this business, moving to Columbus, having such a big, monumental week ahead of me, trying to prepare for a million things at once, going through a house purchase, having the biggest interview of the podcast yet at the same time. All these things are privileges. Anyway, those are some of the things that I'm thinking about. Getting ready to go back into my Nook here in Starbucks and get ready for work session 2. The priorities for this work session are simple. I'm going to write a notes file that I'll have live for the interview, and then also get my content planner live. And I want to record kind of a quick tele I got all the things this morning done that I had initially referenced before I started recording. But next steps are the content planner, and I want to record a quick tele, probably going over some of the things that I've been working on this weekend. We just launched 12 new pages of our website with a new form, and I think this is going to be a big way that we're going to start to rank in AI search. And I'm going to go record that video right now. So here's to productivity, and here's to a great afternoon work session. All right, so I just used Tele to record basically a 30-minute walkthrough going over all the pages on our sites that we just launched, combined with the Google Tag Manager, conversion events, etc. I'll give you guys kind of a look into it here as well, kind of behind the scenes view. So essentially I went into Webflow and I looked at all the pages that we just launched on our website, all these 12 service pages. And we talked a little bit about the SEO research that we did, attaching a custom schema to each of these pages, and then making sure that each of them are optimized for AI search. To learn a little bit about Google Tag Manager, tracking cookies, consent, all of the behind the scenes and in the weeds details. I think that's going to be a super valuable video, so make sure that you're subscribed to the main channel to check that out. Now that that video is done, I'm going to wait for Tele to load that. I'm going to do a little bit of editing on it, and then get that onto the content planner for Rhoda, my EA, to upload this week. But like I said, it's about a little after noon here. I'm going to tuck in for another work session, and I'll pick it up with you guys when I have a meaningful update. Cheers, and talk soon. All right, what's up, y'all? Okay, so we just finished another work session. It's a little after 2 o'clock. I've got all of our content scheduled for this week. My assistant to go in tomorrow morning and upload. And something I love doing, and I always have loved, is kind of going back even to my freelance days, like back in college, is creating YouTube thumbnails. I used to use Photoshop. Now I've since transitioned to Affinity Designer, just because it's so much easier to use. But I just love everything that goes into creating a YouTube thumbnail. It's literally an encapsulation of marketing as a whole. Think about it, you're scrolling on YouTube, and the whole idea of marketing is capturing and converting on attention. So there's no better encapsulation of that than a YouTube thumbnail, because as you're scrolling through the feed, you see something that hooks your eye. The combination of a visual and the copy convince you to earn your attention by clicking on that video. I just love the combination of the packaging that goes into it. It's a really good marketing exercise as a whole. This is our thumbnail dashboard. I used to have a bigger one. I kind of have the combination of the Columbus Marketing Jobs thumbnails and also our MMG thumbnails. But this is the video that's coming out this week that I actually just recorded. It's kind of a full, authentic walkthrough of how we're using AI to try and rank, going back to the MMG site and the tracking that we've been doing on there. That thumbnail right there I loved, because it's literally, I just took it right here. I used Google AI Studio to upscale the resolution and quality, and now it just looks really authentic, pure, behind the scenes. You know, it kind of looks really off the cuff, and we've even seen this in the past. So it looks like authentic, like gritty, like you're coming into behind the scenes look. And that's what's going to convert so much better these days than anything that's like overproduced, templated, static. And I'm really just excited to just see how that does. Our YouTube channel is slowly increasing. We have Andy, the marketer channel, that's also taken off too. So, and I'm going to go on a walk too, and get ready for the next work session. Cheers, and talk soon. So, slight change of plans. Just got a haircut. Damn, haircuts are expensive these days, but do what we do. So, next step is, it is Sunday, which is our rest day from the gym, as you guys know. But we're still dialed. We're still going to go in and probably hit a quick shoulders and mobility focused sort of workout. I am really excited to get leaner and have my face lean out here. It's going to be a really nice view, because it's really hard to see myself on camera these days, but oh well. Yeah, going to head off to the gym here at Planet Fitness. I'll probably take you guys a little bit into the workout, talk a little bit, but it's mostly going to be mobility, keep it pretty light, focus on getting our steps in today, and head back home. Should be around dinner time. Here we go. going on, friends? All right, we just got home from the gym. I hit a little shoulders and did some core mobility. It is a little after 5. I'm cooking up some beef and eggs, and all day I've been listening to Ryan's galley copy of The Price of Becoming, and it's actually really good. A lot of really good curated stories from high performers, really good conversation topics for the podcast I'm thinking about. I already know what I want the opening line of the first question I'm going to ask him. I already know what it is. Something I've been thinking about is the key decision points of your day, something that James Clear calls keystone habits. So, for example, I just got home. It's 5 o'clock. I'm kind of mentally exhausted and tired. I kind of want to just chill. And it's a very easy decision. It's a very key point in my day because I could either make the decision to get my beef and eggs, go grab my laptop, and get started working and finishing up what I need to get done before the start of this week. That's a very key moment in my day because one decision determines how the rest of the day goes. And the rest of how today goes determines how the rest of this week goes because I'll be behind the 8 ball. I've already acknowledged that. So something to think about is identifying the 2 to 3 key decision points in your day and just focusing on winning those. I know for me, a lot of times it's food, it's the decisions that I make form a lot of what surrounds those key decision points. Making a good food decision. I've checked off so many wins today. Got up early, went on the walk, worked, got all the big movers done, but we're not quite done yet. And I just want to finish strong. So that's what's going to go into the rest of the day. I'll show you guys the finished meal when we're done. And we got to finish today strong. Dinner is served. We got beef, eggs, pickles, beets, some vegetables, broccoli, carrots, and some sweet chili sauce. And I'm thinking we round her out with this whole thing in total is about 600 calories. I'll probably eat again after this before I go to bed, something high protein. I've got a lot more protein to eat for the end of the day. All I've had today to eat before this is the Starbucks protein shake. I'm going to get this, probably grab a diet root beer too, and get locked in. About 9:30. I spent most of the night getting I did a couple things. I wrote a new welcome email for the Columbus Marketing Jobs newsletter. So now that first time someone subscribes or opts in to the newsletter, they'll get a nice little formatted welcome email. But it basically introduces them, tells them why we started. Just a nice little warm hug of welcome. Sent Rhoda's tasks for tomorrow morning. I browsed onlinejobs.ph for a few new developers that we could have, just being prepared in case we get a large influx of work that I do expect to happen here shortly. So we have a couple meetings tomorrow with some new developers. And I spent most of the night configuring a Google Tag Manager setup for the new forms on our website. So we'll be able to track the contact form submissions and call bookings right in Google Analytics 4. I'm absolutely zonked. Usually I last a little bit longer than this, but I am tired. Got a big week coming up. Gotta hit the ground running tomorrow morning and get started strong. Appreciate you guys following me along today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow me on LinkedIn. Shoot me any messages. Let me know what content you guys want to see in the future. That's another typical Sunday in the life. Entrepreneur building web design studio. And I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.